Now, severe weather coverage from the Arkansas Storm Team.
Well, it's 12:22 in the morning. We're live right now because we're watching a severe thunderstorm move into Hot Springs, and this thunderstorm does show rotation right now. There's no tornado warning on this, but it has large hail and it has some rotation on it. There's Hot Springs, there's Lake Hamilton, and we're starting to see a little bit of spin here. At times it's been a lot more pronounced than this. So here's Royal, here's Highway 270. There's no tornado warning on this right now, but it does show some signs that it may try to put down a tornado, to be honest with you. You see that kind of curvature right there. We're trying to stay as far ahead of this as possible. But there is something trying to develop coming into Hot Springs. There's Lake Hamilton, there's Royal, Joplin, that's Mount Ida, and this is moving into central Arkansas very shortly. It's going to be crossing over Highway 70. There's Lonsdale, Magnet Cove, and northern areas of Hot Spring County. No tornado warning in effect, but we're here to give you as much notice as possible with what's going on. And I'm in contact with the National Weather Service now. All they're saying right now is this one is headed into Mountain Pine, large hail. The right split is headed towards Hot Springs, and we'll be watching for rotation. And there are signs that this storm wants to rotate. Remember, earlier today during the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock newscast, the atmosphere is primed so that if a storm does get going, it will produce large hail, and there's even the threat for an isolated tornado. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. It is not a tornado warned storm, but I want to stay ahead of this for you. And I know it's very loud in Hot Springs right now. It's very loud with this thunderstorm coming in. Let's look at the hail within this thunderstorm, and it's coming up on Lake Hamilton. Not huge right now, but this is a little bit old, but it's showing hail coming up on almost 1 inch in diameter, which is about almost the severe threshold. Just under that severe threshold is 1 inch in diameter. So that's coming up on Lake Hamilton right now. So if everybody in Hot Springs, don't panic. All you got to do is just stay inside, stay away from windows. No tornado warning at this time, none. But I know it's very loud and scary in Hot Springs with large hail coming in. If there's a tornado with this, it's going to develop close to Rockwell, Lake Hamilton. There's Highway 7, and there's some at times, just at times, there's rotation with this. Not enough for a tornado warning, but the environment is conducive to something brief, isolated, but it could happen, and this is moving into a highly populated area. So Hot Springs, I just want you to know we're here watching this for you. There is no tornado warning in effect. I'm in constant communication here with the National Weather Service. They are not issuing a tornado warning right now. Now I see a new scan, and this is why I'm on the air. Oma, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hippolytus, there's Rockwell. There's the rotation right there. So this is counterclockwise rotation. You see away towards, and it's right there coming into Hot Springs. So Hot Springs right now, just stay inside, away from windows. There's a strong thunderstorm, there's a severe thunderstorm, and it does have some rotation to it. And I just want to err on the side of caution, even though there's no tornado warning. Now, if a tornado warning gets issued, you're going to see a box pop up right here that will say new tornado warning. And we don't have that yet, thank goodness. They're saying that the right split with the supercell looks to be organizing a little bit more. So I'm going to stay on the air. Hot Springs, Lake Hamilton, just err on the side of caution with this. Remember with Hot Springs Village, we're like, let's err on the side of caution. I'm not saying that's going to happen, Hot Springs. I'm not saying that's going to happen. But let's err on, my goal here, my priority is to keep you safe. And I think we need to just, stay sheltered in Hot Springs and in areas just south, because at times there's the rotation coming across the county line out of Hot Spring County and right in to a highly populated area. So let me get the newest information with this. This is moving, I want to get this correct. It's moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So I want to put a track on this as it moves northeast at 30. I'm tracking not the hail with this, but I'm tracking the circulation with this. So let me just put this on the other side of the screen real quick so we can read that. Here are some of the communities that it's going to affect. So you see Pettyview at 12:30, Lake Hamilton at 12:35. What time is it now? 12:27. And then we have Lake Catherine 12:44, Diamond Head at 12:45, Fountain Lake at 12:48, Crows at about 1:02 a.m. Let's hope that there's no tornado warning issued with this. But I'm playing this very cautiously because I know the environment is conducive to that. If a thunderstorm gets going, it's going to have that potential to rotate. Still nothing from the National Weather Service, which is good. They're holding off on issuing a tornado warning right now. But I'm also going to check the Entergy website with this. And I see power outage 1. So that's some good news, southwest of Hot Springs. And that happened at 12:11. Could have been a lightning strike. We just don't know the circumstances surrounding that. But coming up on Lake Hamilton, it's broad. It's not well put together right now, but maybe starting to organize. And like I told you, if a tornado warning gets issued, you're going to see a box pop up right there immediately, right when it's issued, and it will say new tornado warning. We just got a brand new scan in. That's not as, it's still there, but that one scan we had just a little while ago was a little bit more impressive. So let's get in on this. Now, if you're watching right now from a streaming service, if you're using any sort of streaming service, to get that signal to you and through the internet, what have you, there's a delayed time. And by the time you're seeing what I'm saying, it could be as long as a minute old. So I don't want to get right in onto where that circulation is near Lofton. It's a little bit further along than that. There's Pettyview, Amity Road, that's Mario Anderson Road, Lake Hamilton Drive, there's Lake Hamilton, there's Highway 290, and there's Highway 7. No tornado warning, but there is some weak rotation with this in Garland County at this time, and it continues to put down some hail that could reach 1 inch in diameter. And let's not forget the winds with this. It could be, the winds could be around 58 miles per hour or greater. That's the severe threshold. I'm going to be joined in about a little more than 30 minutes from now with meteorologist Pat Walker, who's going to be coming in, and he's going to be tracking this all night long too, because it's going to be moving into the metro. And for the metro, let me see if we can look at a camera. This is our dash heating, cooling, and plumbing camera, looking off towards you see there's I-630, so you're looking off towards the southwest over here and over here towards the west. So you see the lightning flashing there with that storm in Hot Springs. So we're seeing the lightning here, and I know you're hearing the thunder in Hot Springs. Severe thunderstorm warning. It is not tornado warned at this time. The Storm Prediction Center says that there's a 20% chance that they're going to issue either a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch. So very low chance that that happens. But I do not like what I see with this storm, because it does have that signature hook echo on it moving into, it's right on the line with Hot Spring County, and it may move into that area of Hot Spring County that kind of juts out towards the north. So there's Lake Hamilton, and that's the area that if they issue a tornado warning for, that's the area of rotation that we're concerned about. And there it is. It's not as strong as it was, but it's definitely there, and it's maintaining itself. So we're going to, there's a new scan. I don't like that. Boy, I don't like that. Hot Springs, again, I just want to err on the side of caution, and everybody at Lake Hamilton, Hot Springs, I want you to take your tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. And I'm going to stress this again. I don't have that ability to issue a tornado warning. I could if I wanted, I guess if I had to. It comes from the National Weather Service. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you to take your precautions just to be on the safe side. It will hurt. No, there it is. Tornado warning now in effect. So there's the tornado warning coming into Hot Springs, Rockwell, Lake Hamilton. This is why we've been on the air to tell you about this severe thunderstorm that could produce a tornado. So we now have a tornado warning, and I want everybody in Hot Springs to take your tornado precautions immediately. This is going to pass awfully close to Oaklawn, the bypass area, Central Avenue here. So that storm is going to go right into the heart of Hot Springs. I told you that box would appear too that says new tornado warning. So a tornado warning is now in effect. We are live at KARK.com, and we are also on the Arkansas Storm Team app. Let's go into this a little bit closer. And if you're just now joining us, we've been on the air for about the past 10 minutes or so tracking a potential tornado, and indeed a new tornado warning, the first one of the evening, has been issued for Hot Springs, not Hot Springs Village, but Hot Springs, a tornado warning because the rotation right here, there's Southmore Road. This is Highway 70. We're going to follow this. It's moving towards the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. I'll put another track on it in just a little bit. But there's Lake Hamilton right here. Here's Highway 7, Lakeshore Drive. If you're watching us with a streaming service, what you're seeing right now, what I'm saying, it takes a minute to get to you. And when you have a tornado moving at 30 miles an hour, this is further along, so it's more likely over here, which is Rush Fork. That's a town, or rather a street there. And near Pettyview, Amity Road, North Shore Drive. Take your tornado precautions immediately. No confirmed tornado at this time, but it is showing signs of rotation enough to where the National Weather Service has said, we're issuing a tornado warning. And let me just check here. This is in effect. Let's get the newest information with this tornado warning. This is in effect until 1:15. For Garland County, including Hot Springs. We've been on the air well before this tornado warning was ever issued, and it's now moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. So I'm going to back out here, and I'm going to put a track on this. It's moving towards the northeast at 20 miles per hour. Lake Catherine, take your tornado precautions. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to change a setting that's going to make this a little bit easier for me on my end. And so it's moving northeast. Here we go, 20 miles per hour. So here are some of the locations in the path of this. Again, and I want to stress this again, it is a Doppler radar indicated tornado. So you see Lake Hamilton at 12:45, Red Oak at 12:57, Hot Springs 12:59. Here it is at 12:33. With the slow movement now, it's slowed down from 30 to 20 miles per hour. You have time, but not much. So I want you to go to the lowest level, put as many walls between you and the outside, no windows. If you're in a mobile home right now and you're in Hot Springs, if you need to get out and you need to find sturdy shelter, you've got some time. You don't over here towards Lake Hamilton. It's coming right on you. Find shelter, seek shelter. Diamond Head at 107. By the way, Lake Catherine at about 107. Diamond Head at 110. Price at 113. So that, again, is a tornado warned storm heading into Hot Springs, especially the south side of Hot Springs. It's moving towards the east. I'm going to zoom in on some of these roads. It's going to be crossing over Highway 7 and Randall Road. Remember, there's Central Avenue over here going up towards Oaklawn. So I think it's going to get very close, and it's going to go into especially that south side of town, near downtown Hot Springs, near the Arlington, southward. That's the area that I'm concerned about. That's the rotation. Marion Anderson Road. There's Randall Road. And you see the street network, so it's going into a highly populated area, and we'll check, and I'll check that Entergy grid here in just a little bit and see if there are any outages, since that is at least part of the area served by Hot Springs. We do have some power outages now, not many. I got 2, so hopefully nothing is on the ground. But there is a tornado possible with this, not confirmed. There are 2 types of tornado warnings. There's observed, and then there's confirmed. This is, there's confirmed or radar indicated. This is radar indicated. There's no confirmation that a tornado is on the ground. Let me check with the National Weather Service here. Okay, so they're just talking about the rotation is significant with this, enough to they want to get a tornado warning in effect. So we want to thank you for trusting us here at KRK. We're going to stay on the air with you for as long as this takes. North Shore Drive, Lake Hamilton. This is the rotation on Rush Fork Road, Painter Lane. This is motion. When you see these bright oranges, that's motion away from the radar. The green's motion towards the radar. So there's obviously a rotation right in here, and somewhere in this general area, there could be a tornado. If there is a tornado, we would probably know about it. I'll check social media and you tweet me. That's what I look at right now on social media. Let me know. Stay sheltered. At Todd Yakoubian on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it now. Just let me know what's going on in Hot Springs. If your power's out, what you hear, what you see, but I want you to do that from your sheltered area. New scan of the radar in, still there, not as strong, but still there for Hot Springs. So this is going to be moving up into the Tanglewood Road area. Back out so we can make sure we get our bearings on all this. So you see Hot Springs here, Highway 7. Lake Hamilton, so especially on the south side of Hot Springs. This is the tornado warned polygon. There's a new image there coming in, and it still shows something over Hot Springs getting ready to cross over Highway 7. It's at 12:37, and that'll be crossing over probably within the next 5 minutes. I want to ask you guys in the booth, do we have any cameras, iDrive cameras that are over there on the bypass? I don't know. Can you just tell me in my ear, where are we looking here? Albert Pike. Thanks, Henry. All right, so that's Albert Pike over there, and you see the lightning. If you got anything on the bypass around Hot Springs over here towards Lake Catherine, if there's anything, go ahead. But I think there's one up on Central Avenue. There's a camera that's very close to that. Let's get that camera if you guys can, and just go ahead and put that in the corner of the screen whenever you get that. I want to thank our crew back there for their work on this and staying late with us tonight. But right now, the north part of Hot Springs, you're in the tornado warning polygon. This is it right here. That's the tornado warning polygon. I think this area, I don't think, I'm not concerned right now with that, and you see where it's backed off here. But it's in this general area, right in here, coming into the south side of Hot Springs, and it's coming into central Arkansas. Could this hold together coming into Little Rock? It's possible. And that's why we're here tonight. And meteorologist Pat Walker will be joining me here in about 25 minutes or so. So at Todd Yakoubian on X. But the tornado warning continues until 1:15. I want you to take those tornado precautions. Circulation has weakened some, but remains. So there it is. It's not as put together as it was, but it's still there. So Hot Springs, stay sheltered. I want you to put as many walls between you and the outside. Don't panic whatsoever. It's in a highly populated area. I have no reports of a tornado. I have 2 power outages, so no significant power outages, and you can see the street network. There's a lot of roads. So if we were to get reports or see power outages, I'm already concerned. I'd be more concerned. But right now, I think that this is not on the ground, but that could change. I want you to stay sheltered. But the National Weather Service saying that the circulation has weakened tells me there. Thank you so much, Henry. Who else is back there, by the way? Tell me in my ear. Ruth, thank you very much. Thanks, Ruth. So there you're looking at, I believe, the bypass. Is that at Central looking towards the west? Is that correct? Okay, thank you. And there you go. So I think it's going to go just to the south of this camera, but let's just keep that up, and we'll watch it as it comes over Highway 7. So they can't cancel. They're saying the circulation continues, and it's continuing to weaken, but they're not going to cancel it given its path over Hot Springs. So they want they're erring on the side of caution is what they're doing, and I 150% agree with them that they want to see it would completely have to fall apart for them to cancel it. They're also worried that it could come back and start to spin once again. So it's crossing over the western end of Lake Hamilton. And I'm sorry, Henry and Ruth, but if you see any of those cameras down here too, let me know. But it's crossing over Highway 7, and it appears there's the bypass. It's going to go just to the south and come along. There's Highway 270 that comes out towards Little Rock here, or rather Malvern. I need to back out here a little bit and get my road bearings correct. But you see that is... Just looking at this, doesn't take into a part of Hot Spring County. So it does not include Malvern, but it does take into account portions of the northwestern areas of Hot Spring County and the town of Hot Springs. There's the rotation, Lake Hamilton. We continue to follow this with each and every scan. We're getting scans about once every 60 seconds or so because they put it into a special mode where it gives us that lowest level scan very, very quickly. So we're getting a good amount of data in here to look at this. The reflectivity is not impressive. Higher elevations show decent rotation still, so that's why they're not canceling it, because if they ended up canceling it, then it could ramp back up and spin. One other thing I like to look at too, this is experimental, and I've been looking at this. It's tornado probability over the next 1 hour. So over the next 1 hour, there it is, it's got it. But you see the colors drop off the further north and east. So this will update. So that's over the next hour. Let's look at the probability for damaging winds over the next 1 hour. The damaging wind threat is going to continue into Saline County most likely. So that's the damaging wind threat, which is medium to high. And let's look at the hail, the 1 hour hail threat. North of the circulation, that's typical what happens. So coming into Hot Springs Village here, it looks like especially west of the town, there's the threat for large hail with this storm. Let's go back to the radar. We've done enough of that. That's an experimental product. This still looks angry. It still looks mean on reflectivity. This still does not look good. You see quite the inflow into this. Lake Hamilton is very easily seen with that, and so there could be something right here moving towards Lake Catherine now. So if you are watching us from Lake Catherine, take your or anywhere near there, Red Oak, take your tornado precautions immediately. Let's look at velocities. Let's look at debris. I don't see anything with debris. Hail? Yep, I see signatures of large hail with this, and it's showing coming up on 1 inch in diameter hail. I think that chance, what we saw with that experimental product, may be a little bit on the greater side, the further north into Garland County. But that's where it's located right now. The velocity product, again, does not look all that impressive, but the reflectivity product here, which you normally are used to seeing, that is, and it shows why that tornado warning was issued. So that is large hail right in there coming into town. So if you're watching us inside the city limits, especially, large hail is an issue up to 1 inch in diameter, maybe even a little bit larger, in the immediate Hot Springs area. Garland County continues under a tornado warning until 1:15. And this is moving towards central Arkansas, into central Arkansas very shortly. You see this batch of thunderstorms. Let's not get too focused on one storm. The storms in northeast Arkansas have diminished, so this is it. This is the one storm that shows rotation. The rotation on it has weakened. Storm near Piercy, beginning to look supercellular. Yep. This one right here. So this is, if this were to hold together, this right in here is another area of circulation that is not under the tornado warning, but it's a whole separate circulation coming across 270 very soon. 227, I should say, Highway 227. It's not under a tornado warning, but there's an obvious hook right in that area. So we'll have to watch that under a severe thunderstorm warning. But if you're watching us anywhere that near Hemp Wallace, that community, and Chandler, Piercy, take your tornado precautions anyway. It's better to stay safe than sorry. Let me look here. If anybody, I got a report here on social media, just raining and thunder here between downtown Hot Springs and Fort Lake schools, is what they say. In Perrin, loud rumblings. I'm going to check the power outages in Hot Springs, because if we start to see a large number, then they get very concerned that something has happened, and I do see a large power outage now. Okay. This whole area just to the southwest of where that tornado warning is in effect, this whole area is without electricity, right where just to the southwest of Lake Hamilton. So I'm afraid we may have had something. It could have been high winds, could have been just high winds, could have been a lightning strike. But I'm seeing on the Entergy grid a large power outage now on the southwest side of Lake Hamilton. 769 are now without electricity, and that could have been caused by a tornado. So Lonsdale, that's another community that's not in the polygon, but we want you to take your tornado precautions. So this is what they're looking at. Let's get into this. Central Avenue. All right, so Central Avenue up here, it's going south of the bypass. It's going to go and cross the bypass, but on the east side of Hot Springs. So it just passed over Highway 7. Looks like it may just stay south of Oaklawn. Shady Grove Road, Lake Catherine, Peninsula Drive. This is the rotation right in here. This is a tornado warning. That's the rotation, and we may have had something breach to the surface. Again, we don't know if it was a tornado. Don't know if it was high winds or a lightning strike, but it happened right over where the circulation went by. So we have to continue to assume that this is producing, or at least has produced, a tornado. So this is moving towards the east at only 20 miles per hour. I'm going to put a new track on it as it moves towards 270 and 70 eventually, 270 to Malvern, and then 70 that goes to Little Rock. If you're just now joining us, we've been on the air before the tornado warning was even issued. We saw something troublesome trying to develop, and indeed, and unfortunately, it has. So this moves towards the northeast. I want to make sure I get the exact place on this correctly. So this is putting it at Lake Catherine at 105 and Price at 111. And so if you live in anywhere near those communities, now's the time that I want you to take your tornado precautions immediately. All right, let's get the newest information. I've got meteorologists here at the National Weather Service, good friends of mine, that are giving us minute by minute what they're seeing. And what I saw earlier before the warning was issued, I thought we better just go ahead and jump onto programming. And so that's what we did, and then the tornado warning was issued. If they issue a new tornado warning, you'll see a box pop up right there immediately. But you see that a large area is under a severe thunderstorm warning for hail and wind. There's the reflectivity, which you're used to seeing. There's been some rotation back here towards Piercy, but I don't see it now. It's still there, but it's not as strong as it was. But this is what's left of the tornado warning polygon right in here, and it's for Hot Springs. Will they continue the tornado warning past 1:15? It's in effect for a little less than 30 minutes from now. We'll find out. But they said they are not going to drop this because in the upper levels, there's still some rotation at the higher tilts. And let's go ahead and do that. And it's moving over a very populated area, so they want to hold on to this warning, even though the velocity signature is not quite as strong as it was just a little while ago. But it's still best to err on the side of caution. So let's look at the higher tilts with this. This is at a 1/2 degree tilt. Let's go up in elevation. And yeah, you see, let's see, that's 2.6 degrees. It's 1.9. So you still see, I've got it right there over Highway 7 moving towards the east. So it's getting ready to cross over 270 here, where it goes up towards 70 and heads towards Little Rock. So it's just about to cross over the bypass in that area. So that's, let me get it back down to the normal tilt here so we can see that. So there is still some spin aloft, but we go down and look at it from the normal perspective of 0.5, and I've got to type that in just to make sure we have that correct there. And there we are. Let's zoom in, go into it, and look at some of the street grid here. You're watching this now, and it's probably a little bit further along. So Lakeside Road, I want you to take your tornado precautions. Catherine Heritage Road, I want you to take your tornado. Wilson Lake Road is another one. Take your tornado precautions. There's Lake Catherine, there's Wilson Lake. Catherine Heights Road, there's Lakeside, there's Shady Grove Road, Maple Leaf Circle. If there's a tornado here on Television Hill Road, there's Grand Point Drive, Lakeland Drive. It's just east of Highway 7, moving towards the east at about 20 miles per hour, and it's going to be moving over the Highway 70 area as that intersects with 70 and heads towards Saline County. Just looking to make sure we don't miss anything. I'm going to go back and check that storm near Piercy, and I don't see the significant rotation with that like it had, but we still have to keep our eye on that. Let's look at the hail. The hail with that, there's still some hail coming up there into the southern portions of Hot Springs, and that's going to be moving towards the east as well along with this storm. Let's look at shear. This shows you shear over the past hour, and this also tells you something very important. Remember the power outages that I showed you a little while ago, southwest of Lake Hamilton? So this is the track of the shear. That's where this is tracked, and that, you see it kind of maxed out right here. That could have been where a brief tornado touched down and knocked power out. Could. I use that because you don't know at night. Let's go back to velocities and track this. I want you to stay sheltered in Hot Springs. Go back out. You know, we still have that more significant threat for severe weather. Tomorrow we're continuing to follow for you, but this is moving into Saline County very soon. But it's not tornado warned for Saline County. Okay. No new information. So they're going to continue this until 1:15. Again, we hope that you have the Arkansas Storm Team app on your phone, where we stream live there as well, KARK.com as well. That's where you need to get our live stream as well, the Arkansas Storm Team app. As the Arkansas Storm Team, we're now activated, and we have, of course, broadcasting on Fox 16 as well as KARK, as the severe thunderstorm producing a possible tornado is here in Hot Springs. I don't see it as strong as it was. It's until in effect for another few minutes till 1:15 for a small portion of Hot Spring County and Hot Springs, the city. There's the rotation, very clear to see. It may be getting a little bit stronger now as it just crossed over Highway 7. So it may be getting a little bit stronger. There's the code. You can just go ahead and, right there below me, point your phone. Thanks, Henry, for putting that up. Point your phone at that, and it'll take you to where exactly you need to go to download the app. And you could follow all this with us as well, especially tomorrow. But this may be trying to put down, or at least organize. So new rotation, they're saying, on the southernmost tip of the hook. Yep, that's what we just saw. They've noticed that too. I'm going to get in exactly where I see this with the road network, Highway 128, Good Point Road. That's where we're starting to see a little bit more spin. There's Carpenter Dam Road, there's Pea Ridge Boulevard, Pine Meadows Lane, Shady Grove Road. There's Highway 270, and it's going to cross over 270 pretty soon. But near Grand Point Road, that's the rotation that's starting to increase coming into the south side of Hot Springs. So Hot Springs, the city, I'm not sounding the all clear just yet. But the further north you live, you still have a lot of thunder and you have dangerous lightning, you could have some hail, but the tornado threat is south of the immediate downtown area of Hot Springs, and it's staying south. It was trying to move northeast, and it's moving more east, which may also help contribute to it starting to spin again, that eastern movement. So at this current time, they're not canceling the warning. They're going to let it go because it's still showing quite a bit of rotation. It may have actually come up a little bit. Let's go back and follow this in time. So this is where we went on the air before the tornado warning was issued. That's where it maxed out. Do you see that? This was at 12:32, and that's where I really got worried, and now that's where the power outages were. So put 2 and 2 together. We'll see tomorrow if it equals 4 when if they have to go survey it. Looks like it kind of fell apart, and now it's starting to ramp back up, coming into the community of Price, which is along the border of Hot Spring County. Here's the rotation. Underneath that banner, can we drop that banner for just a second just so I can show it? Peninsula Drive, there's Grand Point Drive, that's the area that I see spin, Shady Grove, Shady Hills, 128, 270. So it's moving like this. So it's going to come up on to 270 here and 70. So Magic Springs is over there. It's going to be crossing over there I believe there's a cemetery right over here too. I've seen the mausoleum coming into town. Those are the areas that this is going to get very close to. I know you're more familiar with it than I am. Those are the residences, but you know, I go down there every now and then. Let me know on Twitter if anybody has any information at Todd Yakoubian. Lost power near Grand Point Road. That was just sent to us from Kyle Newsom. So that was the road, that's Grand Point Road. So they just lost power there, according to Kyle Newsom. So thank you, Kyle, for that report. Could have been winds, or could have been a tornado. Tornado watch has now been issued until 6 a.m. for portions of the area. But we know that already, that there's the possibility for tornadoes. So a tornado watch has been issued until 6 a.m. And this is moving towards the northeast, more east than north. And we now have a report of a power outage. I want to thank you, Kyle Newsom, for sending that in. Any other information out there, you can just send it at Todd Yakoubian. I'm looking at the power outages now, and there are even more power outages now in Hot Springs. And with that other circulation that was just over there near Piercy, I see a large number of power outages. 2,900 without electricity across the state, and in Garland County, that is 2,300. And it was most of those, an overwhelming majority of those, caused by this storm, which may have put down a tornado. This is the only tornado warning in effect. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, and this is the only tornado warning in effect. Meteorologist Pat Walker will be joining here very soon, very shortly. We'll be watching this, but this is going to be moving towards Lonsdale, and it's holding together. And we know that over there on, I want to make sure I get this, near Grand Point Road. The tornado watch, by the way, is in effect for the Little Rock metro area. That's of no surprise when you have something like this. Shady Grove Road, you're next. Wilson Lake Lane, you're next. I want to get into this road network because we may have something happening. Skyline Drive, North Edge, Pine Meadows Loop. This is where we have the rotation now coming up on Highway 270 and 70. Westinghouse over here, Catherine Heights, Shady Heights, there's Wilson Lake Lane. Reports now, again, more than 2,000 without electricity. We think we may have had a tornado touchdown just to the southwest of Lake Hamilton. Not confirmed. Want to stress that too. But they're going to continue this tornado warning. And I want to thank Bob Clausen for helping out on social media too. And that's moving over towards Bald Mountain Road. Lake Catherine, going to get the newest information. Stay sheltered, everybody, and especially in the southwestern areas of Garland County. I want you to stay sheltered. They are now issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for Garland, Hot Springs, and Perry County. So there it is. You see a large box, big warning box that does include Benton, does not include Bryant. So there's a new severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued with one tornado warning in effect until 1:15, and it's the far southwestern corner of Garland County and the extreme northwestern tip of Hot Spring County. Still very clear where there's rotation with this storm, and just got a tweet from somebody that we were just calling out the roads, and he said that the power just went out there. So I've also got some video. I cannot confirm, but it looks like the video that I got, I can't confirm this right now, but I got video of what appears to be a tornado earlier. And if somebody can upload that, if the guy that sent that to me, Adam, if you're watching, can you send that to my Facebook page too? We might be able to get that on a little bit faster. It appears that could have been, yet he did. I'm going to try to get that on as soon as possible, but I'm going to track this. But it does appear to be a tornado. It's in something in contact with the ground. He said video was taken at 12:43. I'm going to just ask him where exactly and find out. But the video was sent in. I also got, let me see, another piece of video. This too shows the same thing. Lake Hamilton just went over the fish hatchery heading east. So another piece of video that shows a tornado that hit. So they're going to continue this tornado warning, I just about guarantee, unless something wild happens and it falls apart. So this is where the location of that is. So I just based on viewer video coming in, I can't confirm it necessarily, but I've got video of this, and as soon as Pat Walker gets in, he should be here any minute, I'm going to work to get this in and show you. But this is has most likely produced a tornado. We hope and pray that nobody's been hurt by this. Stay sheltered. The tornado warning continues here. You can sometimes get too honed in on one storm, and you got to look at the bigger picture and make sure nothing else is happening. We have storms now developing in western areas of Pulaski County, but they are not warned for, and they are not, and that's for a reason, because they're not severe. Go back to reflectivity. There's the hook right there. So yeah, we are going to stay on the air for this as long as there's a danger. We're going to stay on the air, but I think that we've had a tornado based on 2 pieces of video that I have received. Let me ask Adam for more information. This is moving towards Lonsdale and Nance, Price, and in central Arkansas. Let me just show you this real quick. There's the new, it says until 5, it's until 6. That's the new tornado watch that's in effect, and that does include the Little Rock metro area. Let me go back in and track this tornado. It's a very small polygon now. It's very tiny, that polygon. Boy, you can really see with this loop. I'm going to slow it down, and you can really see how this hooked. Go very slow on this, and watch how this came up. There's the hook, and that's where I think it put down a tornado. And thank goodness we were on the air before they issued that warning. It's still present, but now I think it's, Adam just said that video was looking north at Oaklawn. So in that vicinity, not at Oaklawn though. So Adam, just if you can give me any more particulars, he's messaging me right now. Get the newest image and see what the velocities are doing, because that's what this is mostly based on. And this is now on the edge of the polygon. So they're going to have to make a decision right now as to whether or not they're going to go ahead and issue a new tornado warning. And there may have been a CC drop. Let's go to the debris detector. Yeah, there's a CC drop there. There may have been. Pat Walker, meteorologist Pat Walker, looks like we had a confirmed tornado just southwest of Hot Springs, Pat, and near Lake Hamilton. I've got 2 pieces of video, so meteorologist Pat Walker is going to be joining us here in just a little bit as we track this tornado warned storm through Garland County, moving towards. We may have had. I got to look at this debris signature, but this may have been a debris signature right here, right in there. There's a little dropout near Lake Catherine. Now let's zoom in on it and try to match it up with the velocities. That was at 102. Now and yeah, you see it right there. So I think we may have may have at least had a confirmed tornado with this. I would expect them to. They're going to reissue based on reflectivity, shape, and history. So they're going to reissue this tornado warning, and that's going to be for Saline County. So that's coming very shortly. Saline County, I want you to take your tornado precautions now, and let me circle the area they have not issued yet. They said probably going to issue. They haven't said they for sure will, but it's probably going to take into account this area right in here. There's a reason why I don't draw these polygons. I'm just drawing the outlined area as to, there's the circulation. And so watch this Benton and Bryant. If you know anybody in Benton and Bryant, text them, call them, tell them, turn on channel 4. We're tracking a potential tornado. It may have had a history of producing tornadoes. We have 2,500 without electricity in just west of Hot Springs. This was our fear, was that the atmosphere was conducive, that if a storm got going, it could produce. So let's go back into this. On velocities, it's not quite as pronounced, but then you see the CC, correlation coefficients, the debris detector. I don't want to get all into that. And the tornado could have lifted and there's still debris lofted. So that's one thing to consider here. There's Lake Catherine, and I think that that's a dropout there. And I've got video which does confirm that, where I'm going to get to here in just a second, as meteorologist Pat Walker is getting wired up right now. This will be the first time that I've had the honor of working with him on air. So Pat will be joining us here in just a second in this serious situation, but they're going to continue this tornado warning, and there is a definite hook. There's an appendage crossing over Highway 171. So there's Lonsdale. There's Lake Catherine, Highway 5, 171. I'm afraid we've got a confirmed tornado there, and they're going to reissue. Now, they're not putting a confirmed tornado tag on this. You'd see a different outline with that other than red. So that's other interesting thing. So I probably need to tell them that I got 2 pieces of video that show the tornado. But there's also the, still appears that there was a CC dropout. That's what they're saying. And I just noticed that too a little while ago. New tornado warning, there it is. So they got a new tornado warning issued. Let's go to the radar and show you that new tornado warning. And I was pretty close with drawing what I had. It does include Lonsdale, it includes Benton, and partial points around Bryant. So there's the new tornado warning that has just been issued for Saline County. I think that if this were to maintain itself through Pulaski County, I think that it's going to lose, or just go just to the south of Little Rock and hopefully lose its intensity. But it's going to get close to Little Rock if this holds together. So if you know people in Little Rock, Pulaski County, Saline County, wake them up immediately. Tell them to turn on channel 4. We're tracking a potential tornado coming out of Garland County. I've got video of it. I'm going to put it into the computer here in just a little bit and go with it here in just a little bit. But I'm going to hand it over here to Pat Walker. Let me know when you're ready to go, Pat, and I'll head over to you. He's getting suited up. This is heading towards Lonsdale. Let's look at the velocity signature in this. And there it is. This is the potential tornado right in there, moving towards the northeast. So there's Heart Pine Drive. Remember, if you're watching us we're using a streaming service, what you're seeing me say now can be delayed up to a minute. So that's why I'm going to track this storm a little bit ahead from where that couplet is of where those red and greens come together. So Spring Street, that's where this probably is very close to, and Heart Pine Drive. There's Tony Lloyd cut off, 174. There's 70 coming out. There's Grand Avenue. So it's just south of 70. It is past just south of Magic Springs, probably some high winds around there. And that's the potential tornado going over Bald Mountain Road just a little while ago. And I'll try to get in even a little bit closer to this. And there's Heart Pine. Okay, so I want to thank Bob Clausen. He's getting information. He just talked to Garland County. Trees down, power lines, at least one trailer overturned. The bell of Hot Springs tore loose and is against the bridge. Specific location of damage not known. Very busy. So obviously there has been something, and I've got the video here to show it to you. Pat, you ready to go on max? Are you on 2?
I'm on max 2, yes.
Okay, so Henry back there, again, just to hand it off to Pat here for just a little bit while I work on this. It's near Bald Mountain Road. Just got a radar scan update. Meteorologist Pat Walker, Arkansas Storm Team activated. Pat, let's send it over to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Todd. Well, as you said there, so what did Bob say he saw?
Saying that trees down, power lines down, at least one trailer overturned. The bell of Hot Springs tore loose and is against the bridge. Specific location of damage not known.
Okay, so he called Garland County and got that information.
Yeah, he just talked to Garland County today.
Okay.
So thanks, Bob.
All right. All right, well, I do have a track here. We got Max 2 now. Henry, go ahead and take that full for me, if you will. Max 2, I've got a track on this. This is moving toward the east-northeast around 25 miles per hour. So there's a path of that where it's going. Magnet Cove, here it is now 107. So Magnet Cove around 117. Lonsdale coming up there along Highway 70. Lonsdale 122 this morning. And Glen Rose 132. Haskell, you know, you're getting into Saline County at 144. And then in Benton around 153. The same community, you know, 155 to almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So in that, really, you get up into the Benton area anywhere from 145 to 2 o'clock. So that's less than 30 minutes away. And it might even be there just a little bit sooner than that. The track on this said 25 miles per hour. I think it might be moving just a little bit faster than that. One thing this storm also has is just a lot of intense lightning. As I was driving in, just you can see so much lightning contained within this. The sky is flashing up just a whole lot. So that warning, again, is until 1:45. I believe it is until 1:45 this morning, this new tornado warning. Is this the second tornado warning on this one, Todd?
Second tornado warning.
Okay.
He just sent me a picture of the Bell of Hot Spring, and it's like a riverboat. So it's a pretty large boat.
Up against the bridge is what it was knocked to.
So it may have broke loose in the high winds.
So that was probably going over Lake Hamilton. I would assume that's what it was, because that would have been that track would have taken it right over Lake Hamilton. So right now, let's go ahead and let me switch over to velocity product here on Max 2. And we're going to see where our rotation area is and see where our biggest concern is with this. It's the velocity. Let me get a storm relative velocity on this.
Without electricity now, Pat, it's
how many?
doubled.
8,000?
8,000. I'll get you a count here. Just keep on going.
Okay.
And I didn't mean almost 8,000 of that. It's 8,400 without electricity.
Is that all in Garland, or is it also Hot Spring?
7,800 in Garland County.
Okay.
So we've had I'm pretty confident we've had a tornado.
Well, you said you saw the debris indication was there aloft with that, at least with aloft, but debris indication was in there.
Right.
So right now it looks like our rotation is getting right around the area of Price here. Price is Sylvan Hills Lane. That's not Sylvan Hills up in Pulaski County, but Sylvan Hills Lane down in Garland County east of Lake Catherine. This is beginning to kind of move right into Saline County. So we can say it is now, actually that is Hot Spring County, my bad. That is coming up Highway 171, just south of Highway US 70. 171 and 70 are kind of going kind of with each other. They're going, what's the word, parallel? That's what I'm trying to say. They're going parallel with each other. So that's going up toward Lonsdale. So that's going up toward Lonsdale. From there, we can see it close to Glen Rose and then eventually into Haskell. So between 171 and 70 is where that possible rotation and still possible tornado is. I'm going to go and see if that debris indication is still contained within that. Well, it looks like it might have come down just a little bit. There it was over Lake Catherine. That's where it was right there. This is where it was around Lake Catherine. That was around right at 1 a.m. And then now debris indication still maybe just a little bit there, right around that logo of State Highway 171, where there still might be a little bit of debris indication. So where that is from Lonsdale, that is just 5 miles or 4 miles to the southwest of Lonsdale. And from Lake Catherine, that is 5 miles northeast of Lake Catherine. So it's coming right up along Highway 171, Highway 70. The rotation within that at this point let's see here. Yeah, still there, still evident rotation with this from Lake Catherine. This is getting real close on here. Crockett Road, Ground Neck Valley Road, Whippoorwill Road, Tom Lloyd Cutoff, Beaver Lakes Road. And on the north side of this, Hart Pine Drive, Spring Street, which is real close to US 70. There are probably a lot of homes in these locations. There's just so many roads. Looks like a neighborhood, looks like a subdivision. A Little Gentry Loop, Stillman Road, Cedar Creek Road, on and off of Highway 70 between Lonsdale and the 270 bypass around Hot Springs. So this is coming right up to Lonsdale. So within Lonsdale, we're in the next 2 minutes. So everybody in Lonsdale needs to take precaution right now to get to a tornado safe place, wherever that may be, whether if it's a storm shelter, a storm cellar, a safe room, whatever it may be you have. If you're in a mobile home, if you're immediately in the path of that, you've got to get out of it right now. If you're in Saline County, you need to get to a home building that is going to be safe. This is coming right up Highway 171. There's a new scan just came in, and that is coming right on the edge of Hot Spring County and Garland County, coming right up to Lonsdale. So Lonsdale, Haskell, and the Benton, Salem communities are the areas next within the path of this. I'm going to come out and put another track on this, still moving toward the east-northeast at 25 miles per hour. I'm going to put it right at the edge of Lonsdale. It'll capture that. I'm going to take it all the way up to Benton and Bryant and see the times that it might be there. So Benton, it says now 151, Salem community 156, and Bryant 204, Lonsdale 120. So I think it actually is right on the edge of Lonsdale. 120, it would be 6 minutes away from right now. So I think it's right there. So in Lonsdale, we've got to get shelter immediately. While the rotation is still there, debris indication may have come down. As Todd mentioned as I was walking in, that CC looked pretty extreme. There was a lot of it there.
If you come
so
over
it did something.
Yeah, well, look at the video. This is from Slade Owen.
You got it now?
Can you go to Max 1 with me, guys? I got it on Max 1. So you're going to see the video here. There it is.
Oh.
So this is, I want, Slade, thank you so much. So there it is. So we got video of the tornado. This is, he said that this, let me make sure I got all this information correct from Slade. What he said was that, I'm sorry, this was from Lake Hamilton, just went over the fish hatchery, heading to the east, is what he said. This was obviously much earlier. Just wanted to show you. Yeah, there's the video of the tornado in Hot Springs coming in, and there's a large number of power outages. So that's, I want to thank Slade very much for
look at the amount of lightning. It's just constant lightning there from his video, Todd.
It sure is. So great capture there. Hope everybody is safe. And I've got another piece of video here. Go over. I'll tell you when I'm ready for it. Okay.
All right, you can come back to here. Take Max 2 again, Henry. All right. So we saw that video, and I'm glad we got that in there, visibly confirming what radar has indicated with this. So we are, rotation still there. It's apparent it may be maybe just a little bit on the weaker side. The National Weather Service is still going to be holding this because that rotation is still there. And this, we're still looking at it right around, what is this road right here?
They're holding the status quo for now.
Right.
They said that the mid-level meso is still apparent even at half-degree velocity. It's weak. Here's the other piece of video. Let me get out of the way. Yeah, there's two pieces. Let me get over here just because I want to read the names here, because the one on the left, I threw these on here. The one on the left is what I just showed you, and that is from Slade Owen. The other one here, right here that you see, that is from Adam Miller. Thank you so much. So you see the lowering there. So you see two different pieces of video from Hot Springs.
Wait a minute, you see there are power flashes. There's
a power flash right there. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a tornado tonight in Hot Springs, and we just pray that nobody was hurt. Everybody got safe. That's why we were on the air before they even issued that warning. Saw that on the radar. Pat, we got to keep going with the life-saving information.
So how many power outages were 3,000 power outages? Maybe even more than that. Those numbers may go up.
It's at 8691, 8693.
So we're nearing 9,000.
Yeah, and in Garland County, it's at 8,082.
All right, so this is right in Lonsdale now. So if there's still a tornado, it's coming right into Lonsdale right now. Let me just kind of draw here on right this area right here. If there's one, that's where it is right now. So Lonsdale, Haskell, Benton, Salem, Rubicon up here in Saline County, you need to get to a tornado safe place right now. Yes, in Benton. Would probably be pretty confident that sirens may be going off in Saline County right now. So if they are, that's a real thing. You heard it. Damage pictures?
7 South Amity Road, the entire roof all is in the road, so a roof has been ripped off. So I got damage pictures. Go ahead, Pat.
Todd, this rotation is just increased again.
Yeah, let's stay with it. Go stay with Pat.
So right, look at even the hook, the appendage here, right here, moving into Lonsdale. So we just had rotation strengthen, it looks like, coming into Lonsdale. Let me go back to the velocity product with that. This is not storm relative, but there's that couplet right there. You see clearly see the red and green anywhere from Highway 70 to 171 coming into Lonsdale. So from the where that light is at Lonsdale on 70, or a big intersection, 3 miles away. 3 miles away. In fact, I'm going to hold that right there. I'm going to come over here and get an RDOT camera up, because there's an RDOT camera sitting at that exact same spot, and I bet you we might see something there live. Hopefully there's something to be seen, but I'm going to pull that up here.
We can get the guys in the back to kind of help out with that too. The RDOT, so that you see the obvious rotation. Lonsdale, take your tornado precautions now. We continue our live coverage. The Arkansas Storm Team has been activated, getting ready to cross over Highway 70 near Lonsdale. Take your tornado precautions as we ask you. Please call or text somebody and let them know, if you know them in that area, to get on Channel 4, turn it on. We're streaming at KARK.com and on the Arkansas Storm Team app. That's where we're streaming our coverage. Let me go back here to the radar. Let's go to Max. You want to take it over there, Pat?
Well, go ahead and take your Max 1 if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to go get some water or what have you. So there's the tornado. I want Lonsdale. Please take your tornado precautions. And I'm going to go ahead and say Benton and Bryant, especially Benton. I want you to take shelter now. Do not wait. You have tons of time to do this. And if you're in a mobile home, you need to abandon that mobile home. You need to find sturdy structure if you're living in southern Saline County, in and around Benton. I want you to abandon that mobile home and find a sturdy shelter. This has been a confirmed tornado, and it's moving right for Lonsdale. It may be lifting a little bit north of due east now, so it's going to be a very close call for Benton. It may go just to the north of Benton, but it's going to be a very close call as this comes off Highway 70 and is eventually going to cross over I-30. Pulaski County, we have to watch this, Pulaski County. Wake up your family, get them ready to go, because this is going to be long track for at least a while. We hope something interrupts us, but the atmospheric conditions are so favorable for tornadoes if the storms got going, and they did. So again, I want you to take your tornado precautions in Benton, and the potential tornado, the velocity scan with this near Lonsdale. Am I dreaming this? It doesn't look quite as strong as it was.
Scroll it back just a hit.
It doesn't look quite as pronounced. No debris signature, but if you look at the velocity signature here, Pat, I'm going to back it out just to get some more perspective. But when you were talking a little while ago, there was the scan there. It looked pretty strong.
Picked up right there, and then it falls apart again.
It's not quite as strong, but I'm still going to urge everybody in Benton and southern Saline County, take your tornado precautions. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Don't go out looking for this thing.
All right, if you want to go ahead and take Max 2 now, Henry.
Go ahead, Pat.
I have the RDOT camera up there at Lonsdale. I believe at Highway 70 and 171. RDOT actually was spinning this around, looking around, see if it could see anything themselves. They're watching us too. So this is the location where we're going to see it coming into, if it still is there. I'm not seeing any kind of sign of any wind here at this point. There is still a lot of lightning in that area. So there's no signs of it coming right through there. So that's good news.
I'm going to get the newest information here from the National Weather Service, see what they're saying here in the chat. And they are now confirming too, I think it's from the video that we showed of the confirmed tornado. They said at 119, the rotation is increasing. The storm could be producing another tornado, likely 1-inch hail coming into Fountain Lake. So that's coming to us from the National Weather Service.
And that's actually on the back side of this. So right at Fountain Lake, all that extreme, those high reflectivity returns here around Fountain Lake, and that would be that quarter-size hail back behind it there around Fountain Lake. And the rotation now would be right over Lonsdale. So it's actually well back to behind the west of it. So there's the possible rotation. I mean, excuse me, that is where the hail would be around Fountain Lake, and extremely heavy rainfall and rotation well out ahead of it here. So what it's doing is that it's rotating here on the back side of that storm. We're seeing that. You know what also, Todd?
What's that?
Look back here on the north side of Hot Springs.
Yeah.
We've got a new appendage growing right there.
There was at times doing that before, before you arrived, and now it may be starting to ramp back up again. It did show some rotation back behind that, and so now it looks like maybe there's another circulation that may be trying to take over and become the dominant one that you just pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're exactly right. That's what's going on.
So that is coming right out of downtown Hot Springs.
Stay with Pat, guys.
Coming right out of downtown Hot Springs toward Magic Springs, just I think south of like West Mountain area, coming right out of Bathhouse Road. So that's a new area of rotation. No tornado warning on this. It is in the severe thunderstorm warning zone. Let me go and switch here to look at the correlation coefficient to see if there's anything noted within that. I mean, if it's starting to rotate, we most likely would not have a tornado at this point, but it's just a sign that it could be starting to come. So not truly seeing any sign of any kind of debris indicated within that. But I'm going to go up here to our Lonsdale one, and while we had debris most significantly around Lake Catherine, and right here, you know what? The debris kind of went back up again around Lonsdale too. When that rotation probably picked back up, we might have had a second tornado with that.
It weakened, but the debris is still lofted in the air. Yeah, you're right.
So I think we might have had that second one there when that rotation picked up. So I'm going to go back to the velocity here, and yeah, it's right over Lonsdale. So let me go back to my RDOT camera. We're still on Max 2. They're good. There's the RDOT camera, same location there. Power's still on. Doesn't look too windy there. That's obviously good. All right, let me get back to the radar. So yeah, new hook, looks like a new hook's forming right over Hot Springs on the northeast side of Hot Springs, and a hail core over Fountain Lake. So of course that hail core, part of the severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch size hail. So that is until 1:45 as well. And 2 areas of rotation. I'm going to kind of draw these here on the map. The one right over Lonsdale, and the other one here right over the northeastern side of Hot Springs. The one over northeastern side of Hot Springs, not as strong, not as significant as the one over Lonsdale, but it's there. It just could be starting up and just getting going a little bit. And at the same time, I'm going to be looking at this back on the west side of Hot Springs, back toward Mountain Pine. You know, sometimes the radar can play just a little bit of trick. You see something and it's not there, so we have to look at the different products that the radar does make. See, just west of Mountain Pine, it looks like a little appendage, and well, there might be there around Mountain Pine. Could be.
You're saying that the western circulation may be side load contamination.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, that may
that
not
one
be
over Hot
putting down
Springs.
yeah, that may be side load contamination. So that's basically what that's telling us is that it's just the radar not seeing. It thinks it's a tornado and it's not.
Good.
It's just it's having some problems seeing things correctly. So we'll continue to monitor. Believe me, but the one that we've got to watch right now is the one coming into Saline County. We told you, Benton, you got tons of time to take cover. You got tons of time to take cover right now, but it's just south of Saline. I'm sorry, just south of Lonsdale. And I'm sorry I haven't been talking much, Pat, here. I've got damage pictures coming in like crazy, and I'm trying to get that organized here. But a lot of trees and power lines down. I want to thank Bob Clausen for sending us information.
Saline
what he
County
told us.
warnings. I think Saline County sirens are going off now.
How are you hearing that?
I think I'm hearing it.
Yeah.
If I'm hearing something else, maybe.
Okay, no, there's no new tornado warning that's issued, but they should be sounding the sirens in southern Saline. So the mesocyclone has weakened somewhat above the surface near Lonsdale. This is a good trend, but it's still going to continue the warning. Pat's got a track on that storm that has the rotation with it. And this is the Nance at 129 and Benton at 156. So if that holds together, Benton at 156. Now, with that said, can we go over to Max 1? Sometimes we have the danger of losing sight of what's happening elsewhere, and I want to make sure we're not missing anything. This is the only storm we're dealing with, and it's moving into the Little Rock metro area. And Pat, I don't know if I told you this since you just got in here, but we're now under a tornado watch until 6 a.m.
I saw that as I walked in.
Just to let everybody know, and I'll show that to you. We're going to continue to track this storm. But there's the tornado watch that's in effect until 6 a.m. for all those counties in yellow, which includes the Little Rock metro area. And as Bob Clausen told us, reporting trees and power lines down, at least one trailer overturned, and the bell of Hot Springs tore loose and is against the bridge. And the specific location of the damage not known. So Bob Clausen, thank you so much. But it's for this area, particularly central Arkansas, because we've had a confirmed tornado, at least one, in Garland County near Hot Springs, more than 8,000 without electricity, and that number continues to go up. Now let's continue to warn everybody out ahead of it, and I'm hoping this thing can fall apart. The models did show that in the evening they would ramp up like this and then at some point weaken. But I'm not ready to say that just yet, but I want everybody in Little Rock to wake up, because I'm very concerned that this is going to do something in Little Rock bad. I hope it doesn't. I don't think we're looking at a March 31st situation, but it could be on the lower end of the EF scale. It can still hurt somebody, could kill somebody. That's why tornadoes are most deadly at night when the people are sleeping. And this is what we want to do, is wake everybody up in Saline and even Pulaski County, text them, call them, walk over to their house, do whatever you can safely, and let them know that in Pulaski County and Saline County, particularly Benton, that we have a potential tornado. There's some good news in the fact that the rotation has lessened some, but it could ramp back up. And this is it right here, coming into Lonsdale. It's nowhere near as strong as it was when it was just southwest of Lake Hamilton. But as you see with the velocities, Pat, I feel good right now, not great, that it may be weakening. I still see
there's a little bit in there in the CC. Yeah,
over Lonsdale. So we don't know if this right here is the debris signature. But the thing is about the debris detector here, we don't know if the tornado has lifted off the ground and this is still lofted and it's scattering out down.
Henry, if you can take Max 2 full, or take it behind Todd right now, RDOT is actually spinning their camera around, trying to look to see if there's any kind of damage around there.
Again?
This is at Lonsdale along Highway 170, or 170, not 170, but Highway 70, US 70.
Yeah.
So there's a big intersection there, gas station there too. So they're spinning around. Look at that lightning, Todd. It's just, it's constant.
Well, and if there's a tornado, of course, you're going to be able to see it there, and also those trees are going to start
moving around. They're spinning around to see what's there.
So are we. So now which direction are we looking here? West.
We're kind of looking west, yep.
Yep. So I know that stoplight there. You go to the right, and I think that takes you over towards Jessieville and Hot Springs Village. You take a right.
Coming to the east side of Hot Springs Village. Yeah.
Right, it does. We're looking at, major route between Little Rock and Hot Springs.
Nothing moving around there.
No, that's good. I don't see the lights flickering on and off. I don't see power flashes. They could be power flashes, but it looks like lightning to me right now. Excuse me. But the power's on. When it lights up, we're looking to see if the trees are bending over or anything. And I want to thank our partners over there at the Department of Transportation. They're obviously watching this too. And so we're taking their live feed. I've got damaged pictures that are coming in. It's a mess in Hot Springs. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we got on the air before these warnings got issued, and we saw that tornado potential. We just hope nobody got hurt or killed out of this. But there's the lightning. Pat, do you have anything new? I'm going to check with the National Weather Service here.
No, now that's starting to buffer. Okay. If you want to, stay with Max 2 right there. I've got a track on this.
Okay. So
actually, I think I need to update this.
Okay, so Pat's going to update that, but this is, I didn't know you could do that, Pat, but move that track around. All right, so Nance at 131, Kentucky, the community, 148, Benton at 157. So here we are at 130. There's tons of time, and we're hoping that this gets canceled early. Salem at 202, Bauxite 205, Bryant, if it holds together, which is just outside of the tornado warning polygon, at 210, Goodman at 212. And if this comes into Little Rock, I think it's going to be along or south of I-630, but that could change. That's just a preliminary look. So they're showing at 1.3 degrees, now shows rotation. They're going to continue this as it is. Let's go over to Max 1. And there's the rotation right over Lonsdale. And they're saying that the rotation continues aloft and is moving over Pool Road soon. So this would be it's not very well defined, but they're saying that aloft, and so let's go aloft and look at that. Tilt elevation. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of an issue here. Pat, if you can go ahead and take over for just a second while I work out these kinks just a little bit.
I think we're still, go ahead and take Max 2 full, Henry, if you can.
Arrival with these the potential tornado, but they're saying at 1.3 degree tilt shows that the continue rotation, and I'm going to have to log out of Max 1 here so
is
it
it
can
doing
take
that?
over. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer here. And also, I'll go ahead and show the RDOT camera. What I noticed, look at the rainfall is just really tremendously picked up here at that RDOT camera, Highway 70, and I believe it's 171 is where that is. The rainfall's picked up, and I actually saw some rain curtains going across the highway, which, you know, rain curtain is when you just see that sheet of rain and you see like a wave of rainfall going across there. So I'm going to get back here to the radar, the Arkansas Storm Team radar, and that is right there at Lonsdale. That's where 128, that's where that RDOT camera is. You can call it Lonsdale Cutoff Road or Highway 128 near Rigsby Loop is where that is. And that heavy rainfall is just poured back into there. And so now, as Todd mentioned, the Pool Road area, that's where our rotation would be. And I'm going to go back over to my velocity here and see what we're looking at there. Right around Nance, north of Nance.
Yep.
Between there, Rubicon. It's still there. It's broad. It's weak. It's there. It's heading toward Kentucky, as you said, the town, not the state, but heading toward Kentucky and then that toward Congo. So this may be going a little bit more northeast than east now. If it's going to go more to the Salem, Congo areas and kind of stay north of 30. So we'll have to watch this as it gets, especially there into into towards Salem, because we're going to start getting into a lot heavier, highly populated areas. Okay.
I'm back up and going here in just a second.
Okay. So we're going to stay on this right here. Right along Highway 5, they're in Saline County. This is Highway 5 in Saline County, west of Benton, you know, from Kentucky, as you're going toward Fountain Lake, that Highway 5 area from between Whittington and Kentucky is where this rotation is. There, like Crows to Nance to Kentucky. Just draw just a whole area right here. This is where this rotation would be at this point, Crows to Nance to Kentucky. So that's Highway 5 on the north side there, Highway 70 south of it. So if the rotation has crossed to the north side of US 70 and now up along, getting up to around Highway 5 that comes through Saline County toward Fountain Lake into Garland County.
All right, I'm back up in business over here, Pat. So the overall trend is weakening. Still, the hook echo has dissolved, just waiting for the elevated rotation to dissipate or weaken. So that's some good news. So that's what they're looking for right now is they're continuing to see, they see right now that rotation right there, and they're waiting for it to weaken aloft, because what can happen is it starts spinning aloft and then it drops another tornado. So as soon as they see, because this has been cyclical, it's put down a tornado and then I think it may have put down another tornado. But as soon as they can see that mid-level rotation weaken, they're going to get rid of the warning, but it's not done yet. So I just want to give some good news out of all this. The other thing is, as far as the radar is concerned, let's look at this in the grand scheme of things as it relates to Little Rock. Rain is moving in, but it's light. It becomes heavy in central Saline County. This is hail. Hot Springs Village, heavy rain, maybe some small hail there, but there's some large hail just to the southeast of Hot Springs Village, coming into just going north to Lonsdale. This is the tornadic circulation. Benton, stay sheltered. There's good news in terms of the rotation with this, but we're going to see you through the storm. I guarantee it. We promise you that we're always ready and we're always going to be there for you. And that's the point of tonight. So Highway 298 going into Benton, east of Lonsdale, there's still weak circulation on radar. Now, if the National Weather Service had seen just this all night long, a warning wouldn't have been issued, a tornado warning. But the fact that this has produced and has a history of producing tornadoes, they're not going to drop that warning until they're 100% sure it's not going to either produce or cycle again. Let me show you what we had a little while ago. I got to find out where I put it, but this is video and that we just got in a little while ago of the tornado as it hit Hot Springs. Let me step out of the way, and I got to get the names of this. Now I've got tons of video, pictures of damage coming in, but the one on the left side is from Slade Owen. The one on the right side is from Adam Miller, and this was near near Lake Hamilton, where we saw the shear swath. This is the one that really shows it very well. But there's the tornado that came through. It's really amazing because during the 10 o'clock news, there's hardly anything. And let me back out here. This is the tornado. And again, we're going to get back to radar, but we don't have anything right now. It looks like it's weakening. And you'll see the power flash when this loops again. I don't know exactly how long the video is.
Here it comes.
Yeah, so here comes the
I
power.
saw one small, look at that.
I may have missed it. There it is. Huge power flash right there. And that's how we see tornadoes at night when they're not backlit like this is. I think that's the city lights backlighting it. We can tell by power flashes. Those are transformers blowing up. Those are transformers and power lines snapping. So that's one way we can tell. But you can see it looks like, Pat, that looks like Hot Springs City lights with the backlighting there. So the contrast between the tornado and the city lights of Hot Springs. So it's confirmed by these video images here, these video pictures here, that we had a tornado. And now we're just worried about central Arkansas because we've had a confirmed tornado. There's the zoom in on that one tornado that we had right there. So let's go back to the radar and see what our friends at the National Weather Service are saying, because they are in charge of issuing these warnings. I'm just also looking at my Twitter feed. I'm told by Sherry Bales that it hit where the Belle of Hot Springs is and moved east over the lake down to the North Shore. So yeah, that we know. And Bob Clausen, thank you, Bob, if you're still watching, for getting us that information. The rotation on this still shows signs of weakening, but not to the point where they're going to drop the warning. And here's another thing I can promise you. If they drop the warning, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay here tonight for you. Meteorologist Pat Walker, Julianne Cullen's going to be coming in soon. Our team was ready for this, for this possibility that we could have a tornado tonight, because every single condition in the atmosphere said, if you get a storm going, it's going to produce severe weather and a potential tornado, and that's exactly what has happened. So what has happened now seems to have dissipated near Nance. There's still some weak circulation in this area. It's now just to the north, along or just north of 70, heading up towards Narrows Road. I want you to stay sheltered, but don't panic. As I always tell kids, never panic, because if you go to your safe place, there's overwhelming chance, overwhelming odds that you're going to be just fine. So again, the tornado has touched down. Hot Springs has been hit. The tornado continues the warning, but we don't see the pronounced circulation that we had earlier. And I'll go back and show that to you. But we look here on social, I'm going to look here with the National Weather Service. This storm could recycle, and if it does, they're going to issue the current, okay, this is great news, Pat.
What is it?
Their current plan is no downstream tornado warning, but will let warning go through the end here in 6 minutes.
Okay.
But if the storm does recycle, a new warning will issue. So we're going to stay with you all the way.
Yeah, if they don't have one, I don't think they're going to say, I don't think they're going to wait to a lot of signs, just any kind of uptick. I think they're going to say, yeah, we're going to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do here, Pat, is I'm going to try to back this up for as far back as I can. And I'm going to have to go longer than I'm going to go the past 2 hours here. I'm sorry, you're going to see a lot of movement here at the radar. But I jumped on the air and I said, gosh, Henry in production and Ruth, I said, I don't like what I'm seeing on the radar. So we jumped on the air as soon as...
It was around Point Cedar and Oma?
Yeah, that right here. And then this was prior to the warning being issued. And then if you, gosh, it's so hard to drag this, right there. Do you see that? That's when we went on the air, right before this. Lost Creek, this was earlier at 12:22, and that's where we think it started producing a tornado. And then over here on this side of the screen, you see Lake Hamilton. So that's where it put down the tornado, and we showed you the video of the tornado, and there's damage. Now, the damage that I have seen, it's significant, yes, but there are structures that are still intact, garbage cans rolled over, which you expect even on a windy day, but metal roofs peeled off. So this is a tornado that, and all tornadoes are survivable, that if you just take action, you're going to be okay. We can fix your home. And I think that's the case. Now let's go back to the current radar image. And of course, that area has absolutely nothing going on right now. But let's go back in. And for everybody watching in Little Rock and in Saline County and Pulaski County, for everybody, we're not going anywhere. Even if this tornado warning gets canceled or expires, we're going to stay with you on this one, because I know the anxiety that this causes everybody. I get it, and everybody here on the Arkansas Storm Team gets it. And we're not going to go anywhere, even if that tornado warning gets dropped. It's hard to find the circulation now. But I want everybody, I think it was Narrows Road, take your tornado precautions. There's still a little bit of rotation near Nance, Pool Road. You don't think it's increasing at all, do you, Pat?
No.
Nance? I see a little blip there, but that may just be an anomaly. Let's go look at the radar reflectivity. Gosh, I don't see any appendage with that whatsoever. So I think that the Weather Service has not seen the rotation increase, and we are going to try to see. Okay, still checking with them. We're gonna stay with you. And is Juliana here yet?
No, she's not here yet.
Okay.
Look at that, between Rubicon and Fountain Lake, right around the State Highway 5 logo.
Yep.
That reflectivity there. There's some hail there. If there's hail, it could be larger than quarters there right now.
You know, we haven't had many hail reports tonight, but oh gosh, yeah, you're right, Pat. Look at that. Whittington coming up on Rubicon, 1.3 inches in diameter.
So some $half size hail there.
Yep. I wish that's all we had to deal with tonight was hail, but there is some large hail with that storm, and hopefully that's the only threat going forward. Hopefully that will diminish and get rid of this tornado threat. But let's go back into this. This is a tornado warning. It's in effect until 1:45. Is that right?
Right, till 1:45. So 3 more minutes. But
yeah.
As you said, we need to stay with this because this storm's coming in to it'll come right across the heart of Little Rock. Everybody in Little Rock will be seeing thunder and lightning with this storm, so it's coming in there.
Here, let's go
right now.
Let me show you here. We got the. I think I'm able to get the camera. There's the camera. Our dash heating, cooling, and plumbing camera.
So we're looking west?
Yeah, that's I-630 here, and there's the Arkansas State Capitol. So you're going to see a lot of lightning off towards the southwest here in just a little bit. There it is. So that storm's coming into Little Rock soon. And
you want me to move that to the southwest just a little bit?
I think that's as far southwest as you can go until you hit
the building.
Yeah. So yeah, that's I-630, but it's got a good view back towards the southwest. The storms will be coming right up through here.
There's your lightning.
Yeah, there's the lightning. So things are going to get loud in Little Rock tonight. And I want to again tell you that we have another significant severe weather threat tomorrow, late afternoon and evening. So we may have to do this all over again. And I hope that you choose us. We will always want to thank you for trusting us in these situations. And they are not going to issue a new downstream tornado warning. But Pat, I think it would be safe if we just stayed on the air for a little bit longer as this went through the metro. Henry,
if you want to go ahead and take Max 2, you can take it full as Todd sets up his next view here. Go ahead and take Max 2. I've got a track. Since this is coming into Saline County, I'm just going to give you an idea. Coming into Pulaski County. Here's an idea of like when and what neighborhoods you can start seeing the rain and storms to get there. So what is it now, 1:44? So it's at Rosedale, Geyer Springs in like 2 or 3 minutes. The rain is beginning to come into like around the outlets of Little Rock, the Bass Pro Shops at 4:30 and 30. So Geyer Springs in 3 minutes, Pinnacle 1:51, Pankey 1:52, and K-Mac Village. I mean, you're in the heart of Little Rock here, or not really Little Rock at K-Mac Village, but 1:55, and downtown around 1:58, and over to College Station around the airport just shortly after 2 o'clock. So that's in the next 16, 18 minutes. So yeah, everybody's getting woke up, at least in West Little Rock and Southwest Little Rock. Everybody's hearing the thunder and lightning right now as the storm's coming in there. So, of course, the storm coming in there, everybody, this has been a storm producing a confirmed tornado around Lake Hamilton. Tornado warning just expired.